Hello, hello, and welcome back for a little more screaming and swearing down in the blackened byways and stagnant sewers of Perfidious Manor in Darkest Dungeon. And since we're on the subject of old Perfidious Manor, I gotta say, things have really been perking up around the old hamlet lately. We've made a few repairs and things are starting to look not quite so shabby. We've also got our roster rounded out pretty nicely, and a lot of our seekers are beginning to make some steady progress towards the legend status that we always knew they had deep down inside. Every one of you is a beautiful and unique snowflake in my book. I knew all of you had it in you, and I have faith that every last one of you will survive the rigors of the dungeon to become the legends you were born to be. We've also eliminated fully 1/3 of the elder abominations that are infesting our ancestral stomping grounds. Now, sure, we've only eradicated the 3 weakest of those abominations, but hey, it's like your first job working at McDonald's. I mean, everybody got to start somewhere. And on the plus side, you're a hell of a lot less likely to get violated and devoured by a tentacled horror from beyond reality at McDonald's. I mean, I wouldn't say you're completely safe from that fate. No one really knows what's lurking down in the muck at the bottom of the fry-later after all, but it's definitely safer than crawling around in the dark through a haunted dungeon. And, you know, with Ronald and the gang, you never have to worry about not having food when a starvation prompt appears either. You can just grab a McRib off the ready table. It'll be, you know, good. Anyway, let's, since we're talking about food, let's head on down to the old embarkation point here and see what's on the menu for today at the old hamlet. Alright, so we could kill the necromancer. That's actually not out of the question. I might consider taking that mission. Champion missions, yeah, we're going to be avoiding those. What's this other veteran mission? 100% of room battles. A Book of Constitution is not good. I was excited at first, and then when I got to the bottom there, I was suddenly less excited. It's like eating a stack of pancakes. They're all exciting at first, and then by the end, you're just fucking sick of them. Little Mitch Hedberg joke. Rest in peace, Mitch. You were gone too soon, buddy. Gone too soon. And if you're unfamiliar with Mitch Hedberg, seriously, that is a situation you need to rectify immediately. Stop watching this video, Google that shit, and enjoy the joys that were Mitch Hedberg. Guy was fucking genius. What do we got down here in the wheel? Ooh, a pretty orange one. 10% accuracy, 3% crit. That is very, very good. Unfortunately, it's also on a champion mission, which would get us very, very dead. What about this one? Kill the hag. Well, I'd prefer not. Well, I'd like to, I actually would prefer to kill her, but I just don't think we can do it. So we've got a medium mission. We've got this piece of shit that has a trinket we don't want, or whatever this is. Oh, an orange. What are you? That's actually really good. Bonus crit, bonus stun, bonus debuff, and all you take is a 12% penalty to your affliction resist. That's actually pretty fucking fantastic. 7,000 gold and 3 portraits, which we also need. That's, yeah, we're going to be probably doing that mission. Only drawback here is, of course, that it's an exploration mission, which means we have to cover 90% of the rooms in a medium dungeon. That could either be easily accomplished, or it could be a fucking nightmare of unbelievable proportions. We still got to go for it, though. Let's get a good team together. If we're going to go monkey around in here, we should definitely get a good team for that mission. So let's see who's on staff, and we're going to send Madeline Usher. That's a given. We need to get Madeline up to Resolve rank 4. So that's definitely on our list of things that we need to do. Who else could we send? We got Doctor Strange. All right. We could send Murphy. So we could do Murphy, Strange, and Madeline. Then we would just need somebody else to fill in, possibly in the second slot, and that could theoretically be Simkin. It could also theoretically be Deckard. Deckard would be going in a little undergunned. We could also send Django. But again, he'd be going in a little undergunned. I wouldn't mind sending Fagin if he were higher. You know, if his stress weren't so high, I actually would send Fagin. And speaking of Fagin having high stress, let's take care of that right now. Oh, no, we can't do that. We actually have to send Fagin to the sanitarium first. Sorry, buddy. Fear of the Eldritch has got to go. You can't be scared of stuff in my party. That's just, that's not cool, bro. Not cool at all. That's got to be done. Anybody else who has an affliction they possibly need to get rid of? You're just a gambler. What about you, Flojo? You're obsessed with cleanliness and sainthood. Well, cleanliness is next to godliness, so I guess that stands to reason. What about you, Arya? You're a ruins phobe and nocturnal. Actually, kind of both of those are shitty. I think we'll give you a trip to the old sanitarium as well. We're going to get rid of Nocturnal because it's worse than God-fearing and Ruinsphobe, so let's make that happen. Well, we can't lock anybody else up in a sanitarium, so we got to either decide whether we're going to roll with Simpkin or whether we're going to roll with a slightly under-leveled Django. All of these abilities work from the second slot except for Battle Ballad. So Simpkin could be sort of a ghetto damage dealer. All of the things in the dungeon we're going to can bleed, so that's not necessarily terrible. I think taking Django, though, might just be the better call because it will level him. What's your gear at? He has level 2 gear and level 2 abilities, I think. Let's make sure his abilities are at level 2 as well. Ah, see, there we go. Alright, so let's upgrade Django's abilities. And we're just going to roll with a slightly under-leveled Django. I think we'll be okay. Let's take a look at his trinkets as well. Deckard, what do you got in the trinket department? You know, we're actually gonna steal that. That's gonna go on Django. Or does Halfcock Jack have anything we might want to steal? Oh, that's Highwayman only. His gear is all Highwayman only. Okay, so Halfcock Jack is fine. All right, let's get Django. We'll give him the item we just stole. Assuming I can find it. Where is that? Man, I really like those sniper's rings. Those are so good. You know what? Actually, before I forget, we're just going to put... Ooh, that's also very good. We can use that elsewhere, though. We're going to give both of those sniper's rings to Arya, because she is one of our few units that does range damage. Those are effectively designed for her. Yeah, we could also use them on Fagin, because they would give him bonus accuracy to his Grape Shot Blast, but you see they have an accuracy penalty in rank 1, which would give his point-blank shot an accuracy penalty, which we definitely do not want, so let's get rid of those. We're going to give both of those sniper's rings to Arya, and that's going to make her much, much more deadly. That's sort of done, and nothing to do, I guess, then but embark. Oh, we do need to... Sorry, Django. I forgot about you, buddy. We actually stole a trinket, and I meant to put it on you, and then I got distracted by the bright and shiny blue things. You know, a quick draw charm actually would not be terrible for Django, either. Nah, we don't want Django going before our cultist. That's just a bad idea. Let's give him the extra scouting chance. That'll really give us a huge scouting bonus. Once we camp, we'll have doubled up on that shit. Like a chick in a porn video, we'll have doubled up on that shit. Or I guess rather like the dudes in a porn video most of the time, we'll have doubled up on that chick. Gangbang porn is something I just don't get. Why would it, even as a porn star, I mean, why would you do that? I guess, well, obviously you do it because the money is fucking fantastic, I'm sure, but really the only reason anybody does anything, am I right? Oh. Alright, so where is our cultist? Doc Strange. You're going in, and Dr. Strange has been pretty lucky. He hasn't quite been Randolph Carter levels of lucky, but he hasn't been around as long as Randy either. His luck could easily hold out and possibly be even better. We were looking for Madeline Usher. That's right. So here's our team then. We're going in for the veteran mission. We're going to try and get old Dr. Strange a nice new cauldron to brew up some special spells, which is good because the Aya Agamotto hasn't exactly been tearing it up lately with his healing for 2 damage all the time. So let's hope the cauldron lets him maybe cook up a few healing potions that we can use to actually get something positive achieved. Time to provision. Also, I can't help but notice, why does this guy, if we're working for this dude, who arguably, I guess this is the caretaker, but if we're actually at his service, if we're working for this guy so that he can, you know, have us reclaim our ancestral manager, technically he's the caretaker, he sort of works for us. Why does he also run the company store that he uses to sell us provisions so that we can go in and buy, you know, recover our ancestral belongings? Which we then, I mean, we're taking our own ancestral gold and giving it to this prick. He's the only one fucking getting rich here. This is a goddamn scam. I don't think the letter we got was from our ancestor at all. I just think it was from the caretaker prick here who's looking to make a quick buck, capitalizing on the downfall of our noble line. He is a jerk. That being said, I'm still going to buy a bunch of food from him because I don't have a choice. So, 2 full stacks of food. I'm thinking, you know what? Let's go a little crazy. I'm going to go 2 full stacks and 1 extra hunger prompt. There's always 1 more hunger prompt than you expect. We're going into the Weald, so I'm taking a full stack of shovels. And that may not be enough. Gonna take 1 food, torches. Gonna go with 12 torches. I find that's been about the right number lately for, you know what? Let's go 14. 12 has been about the right number, though, I've found lately for the medium dungeons. Seems to be about appropriate. And then we're going to take 1 vial of holy water, some medicinal herbs, Hey, you know what? Fuck it. We'll take an anti-venom too. Alright, I like it. I didn't forget anything, so off we go. I just wanted to double check there. I took a moment to pause and make sure that I remembered to fucking bring torches this time so I didn't have to send a bunch of guys to wander around in the goddamn dark. It wouldn't be the first time that I've done that, so it's always good to take precautions and make sure I'm not being a blithering idiot from the start. Then again, I kind of am a blithering idiot, so I guess I'm always a blithering idiot from the start.
Against the swine, we must first scout their squalid homes.
Scouting their squalid homes? That's good alliteration, narrator. I appreciate what you're doing there. We gotta explore 90% of rooms. This layout is real fucking terrible for that. So let's just puzzle out a path that's going to require the least amount of backtracking. Alright, so we can go over, up, over. We go around, we only have to backtrack once, and we skip these 2 rooms. I think that might be about the best we can do. Alright, so let's just go with that plan. Don't overthink. I'm coming at this from sort of a Zen approach. We don't want to overthink the situation. Oh, who wants to read these books? Doctor Strange, do you really want to read these? I mean, books are sort of your thing. Do it, Doctor Strange. You can do it, buddy. I got faith in you. An unsettling passage. He must have read The Road by Cormac McCarthy. And this is why we brought a full stack of shovels, folks. We've gone 2 tiles and we already found a barricade.
Predate even the earliest settlers.
The tunnels predate the earliest settlers? Well, I'm wondering how we even knew they were there then. I mean, how did we even know to come down here? Also, if they predate the earliest settlers, why is there enemies infesting those particular tunnels? Should there not be, you know, free of enemies? If they predate the earliest settlers, they should be relatively trouble-free, right? Also, what the shit are you? A hulking Swinotar? Swinotar, that's just wrong. That's like half man, half pig. That's wrong on multiple levels. On the plus side, though, I guess if he was ever starving to death, he could just hack a shank off of his own flank and fry it up and have a little tasty portable bacon. Second law of thermodynamics says he's going to take a net loss on that whole gig, but beats going hungry. Anyway, we should probably maybe start fucking with him somehow. What's your stun percentage? You're almost entirely stun resistant. Alright, that guy isn't. I think we just start working these guys over. Let's just have Django start working over the Enchantresses. Stress is a problem we're going to look to avoid, so let's try and minimize our stress intake. Nice resist on the push, by the way. Dazzling Light is interesting. Good stun base. What's his stun? Not that great. Let's go for the stun on the Gladiator. Can't hit the Gladiator with it. I'm an idiot. Well, let's hit the Swinotar then and just take our 4 damage. That's not exactly amazing output there. We're going to bleed out the Swinotar. Well, we're going to take a shot at it, but he dodged, and now we got a debuff. Abyssal Artillery. It can't even get a kill. There's no reason to go for the Abyssal Artillery then. If it can't get the kill, no reason to throw it. We're going to throw the Vulnerability Hex on the Swinotar instead. Get him marked up for Django. That hurt a little. Also, that guy's now in the back row, which is problematic. He's marked, and we can't really hit him. An Eldritch Push on Brienne, but she's effective from any position, so you push Brienne of Tarth around, she'll push right back. You don't mess around to Maid of Tarth. Little patch there. What do we do? Let's go for a... no. Facial Stab. You know, I think Facial Stabbing is probably our best bet here. It would have to critical to get the kill. That's less than... Or we could just... Yeah, you know what? We gotta do just... Let's start getting some damage in. We'll put 5 damage on the Gladiator. Bang. Django cannot collect a bounty on that gentleman, so we're gonna go for the Cultist and get the kill. That's fine. Django has collected one for the Empire. He is now bleeding, which is bad. You go ahead and bleed out the Gladiator. That is not fatal damage. I can't help but notice. He is bleeding, but it's 1 shy of fatal. Good dodge from Django. The jetpack worked this time. He did not wind up in the belly of the Sarlacc. Monstrous blow from Django Fett. Oh my goodness, that, sir, was a devastating hit. Doctor Strange following it up with a nice slice to the throat. That guy is going to be lying on the ground, gurgling as the wind whistles through his windpipe, and life fades from his body. Still bleeding, however. Crunching backhand. Doctor Strange, no stranger to the backhand. He knows how to deliver a good bitch slap. He's handed out more than a few in his day. And we got 9 more damage and a bleeding hog. Nothing worse than a bleeding pig, except for that bleeding pig dodging a death blow. Let's go for the stab. I would like to finish this guy off more than I'm... that's fatal damage, I believe. Oh, yeah, it's fatal damage regardless of what Brienne does here. So let's go for the hack.
The bigger the beast,
And a meaningless crit to close things out. Whoopee. If I sound a little salty, it's because I'm a little salty about that, but that's fine. So let's see if this chest is locked, or whether or not it's an heirloom chest. No need to waste a key then, we'll just risk it. Contents are ours, some credits, and some deeds. Deeds we very much need, so I'm quite pleased to have found those.
A blazing star is
Kick off a little more light and continue this journey. Gonna get a replacement torch right away. Let's not linger. Well, it's just a torch. Why are you so freaking out? Just pick it up. Nice trap. Madeline. Oh, bleeding again. Madeline, I tell you what, that whole Usher clan very prone to bleeding. I'm convinced that somewhere in their past they might be related to the Tudor line. The Tudors, of course, had a problem, I believe, with hemophilia. And the Ushers no exception. And that would explain, of course, the nobleness of their carriage and heritage, being of the Tudor family. Actual nobles would stand to reason. If it's time to move, why did you make me stop, Django? Come on, buddy. Don't demand that the party stop and look around and then immediately bitch at us for not moving. It's not cool, bro. And there's our first hunger prompt. That's the one we prepared for. Like I said, there's always one you don't expect, and there it was. So I expected it and thus expect to thwart it. Let's continue on here. Probably going to get a fight in this room. Corpse eaters. I do not like these. I don't like that swine marcher either. We could vulnerability hex him, but Django is not going to be able to hit him in the back row with collect bounty. I think Abyssal Artillery is probably Doctor Strange's best move here. Nice critical, so it was in fact the right move. Nicely done, Doc. Doctor Strange has got his medical kit and is ready to perform some surgical excisions of these particular foes. The Blight is not necessarily fantastic, Django. Alright, well that guy's already gone, so there's no advantage to killing him. Let's see if we can get the Marcher before he adds any stress to us. Yes, we can! Django Fett is really on point so far this mission. He has been a rock-solid contributor. Gonna patch him up for 5, maybe undo a little bit of that Blight damage that he's suffering. Madeline resisting the Blight, which is, I have to say, somewhat surprising. I think a breakthrough here, actually, is probably our best bet. It's going to get 1 KO and then just dish some damage to our other 2 enemies. Munching again. Alright, Madeline is down more than a pound of flesh here as the enemies steadily chew away at her hamstrings. This is starting to look like a lot like a survival documentary up in here. Let's get a big patch on Django. Doctor Strange, buddy. The Cauldron. We've got to get that Cauldron for Doctor Strange. His heals... they're just not getting it done. 2-point heals. Oh, that miss was not good, Candy. That was, yeah. Let's just not talk about it, Brienne. Let's just pretend it didn't happen. Not fatal damage from Django, which means that guy's going to get to take a chomp at Doctor Strange. Maybe if Doctor Strange takes some damage, we can get him to heal himself for more than 2 at a time. Throw a little patch. There you go. Finally, Doctor Strange. Now you're coming around, buddy. That's more the Doctor Strange we expected to see. Another kill for Django, who's racking him up this mission. Racking him up. Brienne? Why do you always wait till the last swipe there, Candy? Oh, you're sorry. I keep calling you Brienne of Tarth. You're actually Candy Jade. That's probably why you're doing such a bad job. You're pissed because I don't know who you are. That's, you know, that's reasonable. So what have we got here? A sacrificial stone. What should we throw? I'm thinking holy water. Let's holy water it. It didn't do anything. We should probably just leave it alone then. But I'm going to have Doctor Strange fuck around with it anyway. He's deeply disturbed. Holy shit! Yes, he is deeply disturbed. 40 stress. Good sweet lord, that was a ton. Alright, well, we know where our stress relief is going to need to go when we eventually pitch camp, because Doctor Strange is having a midlife crisis right now. He, at any moment, could just break down, go buy a Miata, and dump his wife for someone 25 years younger. So, love interest. She will only visit the brothel, and she's a bit of a klepto. Let's see who has maybe a worse trait. We're going to get rid of a trait here by burning a scroll. Stress eater, he's winded. I could do without a couple of those. Let's see what Doctor Strange has got. Doc? You don't really have anything too terrifyingly bad. Madeline, yeah, Madeline is an absolute lunatic ball of neuroses. Slow reflexes is bad. A lot of the rest of these, however, aren't really problematic. Cityomania, Plutomania, Blutomania, none of those are particularly problematic. I very much would like to get rid of slow reflexes, but I think Madeline is just the wrong person for the job here because she has so goddamn many quirks. We're not going to get rid of the one that we necessarily would like. We got a better chance of getting rid of Stress Eater or Warren's Phobe or Winded. All of these are pretty bad. So I'm going to go with Django just because we've got a better option of getting rid of one of the ones we really want gone. And there we go. Django no longer a Stress Eater, which I got to say Django is good because you've put on some weight recently, buddy, and that Mandalorian battle armor of yours starting to get a little tight around the midsection there, if you know what I'm saying. A little pudgy around the waist, and the armor's not quite fitting so good. Anyway, let's burn a couple torches here, and we'll give Django a chance to fight some bad guys, perhaps. Maybe work off a few of those stress calories. Now that he's no longer a Stress Eater, he should be in fighting trim in no time at flat. Doctor Strange, check out this sack. Sack's contents of yours. Although, one thing I think it bears mentioning, we did have Doctor Strange check out that sacrificial stone, and that did not come up well for him. So, clearly, he is not as lucky as Randolph Carter. Although, when it comes to loot and sacks, he is the right guy to take a look inside if you want to find some fucking loose change. He always seems to find, like, 12 gold. In we go. Fight in here? Still no fight. Well, we're exploring 90% of rooms, but we're not finding a whole lot of room battles. Not that I'm complaining. Not that I'm complaining. So I gotta assume this is anti-venom, right? This has got to be anti-venom. So maybe it's holy water to cleanse the blades? Well, we can't have Doctor Strange look at it. Let's have Django take a check. What did he find? Some extra supplies. 500 gold and 2 extra food. Well, we can make use of the food. We were just giving shit Django about his eating habits. Then we, of course, force him to ingest a meal. It's probably not that courteous of us. I mean, we know he has an eating disorder, or at least a problem with food, so... Let's go ahead and hit this guy, because I don't want this swine spawn puking on Doctor Strange and giving him any more stress. We want that guy dead as fast as possible, lest he vomit on Doc. No, that's immediate, of course. He heard me talking. 8 more stress for the Doc. The Doc is now in sort of stress danger mode, and we may need to toss a camp down very swiftly here just to make sure that things don't go terribly awry for the good doctor. Little bleed out, I think, will do nicely on you. Probably should have hit the other guy because he hasn't gone yet, but we didn't get a critical, so it wouldn't have stopped him anyway. Candy Jade is now bleeding. Doc, how about a nice facial stabbing on that swine? Couldn't get one more damage for me, Doctor Strange? Couldn't get one more damage? That's all we needed. I mean, you could have just twisted the knife as you pulled it out. That would have got the job done, buddy. Go ahead and finish the spawn, even though we probably should have killed this 8 hit point gladiator. Now we're getting rent for the old gods. Django's going to be bleeding. It's all Doctor Strange's fault. Django rent twice. The guy's going to be more ripped up than a pair of jeans from the 80s. Sacrificial stabbing. Still can't get it done. Doc Strange once again coming up 1 short of the mark. Can't... I was going to say Candy Jade's going to have to make up for his failings, but clearly... I don't know, our guys must have come across a conscientious objector status recently because none of them want to fucking do shit. Django's the only man in town who's still willing to kill. Our troopers have lost their will to fight. We may have to set up camp just to try and bolster their spirits. They're not looking strong. There's a heal from Doctor Strange. Clearly, Doctor Strange may have gone pacifist on us. Candy Jade is debuffed all to crap, but she did get to bleed, so we got some damage out of that. We're going to go with a big heal on Candy, try and pack her in a little bit, get her some fighting trim back. What do you say, Doctor Strange? You feel like maybe a good... There's the stabbing we love. Doctor Strange is coming around. Coming around. No stress relief for the critical? No stress relief for the critical, no stress relief for the kill. That's pretty shitty. Pretty shitty. Yeah, let's continue on. Might throw a camp in this next room. It seems like it might be beneficial for us to do it. Alternatively, the other thing we could do would be to try to hold off as long as possible and get the end of mission stress relief. There's a case to be made for doing it that way as well. Let's give Candy... Buff Candy up with some food. And I tell you what, we'll crank up our torchlight. And we'll do at least one more room. Let's see where we stand after this next room and any fights to get there. See how we're holding up. So, okay, we just ate, but sure, we'll eat again. So we've got enough left for a feast and 1 hunger prompt. That's not great, but it's not... Okay, this sacrificial stone we are not going to fucking touch. We're just going to leave that shit alone. Not going to mess with it. We got 2 units here that are stress causers. I think in this situation our best bet might be to try and stun one. Let's stun the spawn. Flat out dodged our flashbang. That sucks. Doctor Strange is packing on some stress. And he also picked up hemophilia from the vomit. That's delightful. Little abyssal artillery. We can strike back with 11 damage at least. Drums of Doom. Wow, that was a massive dodge, guys. Well done. That was big. You don't know how big it was, but it was indeed big. Candy, if you could bleed this gentleman out, that would be lovely. Or you could just give yourself a debuff and do no damage. That's fine. Gotta say, Candy's been underperforming a bit here. Good damage from Madeline Usher with a nice bolt of lightning from the sky. Little lick from the gods. Candy getting one in for us. Another vomit. The stress is quickly becoming a problem for Doctor Strange. He's really racking it up and he's not getting any kind of relief. Rend for the old gods, largely irrelevant for Django. Drums of Doom. Well, we mostly dodged it. And Candy can take it. It's only 6. Candy's, she's rough, she's tough, she can handle it. Can't collect a bounty from that position, so there's a critical. That's what we needed. Django getting a little bit of that stress back for us. Nicely done, sir. Doc Strange is in a bad way. I think we're going to have Doc go ahead and weird reconstruct himself. That's good for 7. That'll undo most of that bleed. Candy, why don't you just wicked hack? You've been having some less than stellar luck with bleed out, so that's going to stun Madeline Usher. Yep, that's a bit of a problem. No healing from Madeline this turn. Let's get the kill. Or not. We could also just not get the kill. That would be fine as well. We dodged the cultists' rend for the old gods, so I suppose that worked out even. We're gonna have Madeline go for the kill here. I was hoping for a kill and 4 healing on Madeline, but we didn't get it. Everybody again dodging except for Candy Jade, so that's still okay. I mean, we're not doing amazingly, but we're holding our own. Doc, how about a kill? How about some stress relief for that kill? Nope. Little butcher's cut. Doctor Strange getting hacked up like a piece of gefilte fish at the kosher butchery. Do butchers deal fish? It's like fishmongers. I don't think you actually can buy fish at a butcher shop. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Then again, I'm not Jewish, and I don't know what's available in a kosher deli, or a kosher butcher shop, or anyone who handles kosher meats, so... I'm really just, Oh, Doctor Strange, you're almost on death's door, buddy. We gotta fix that. If you go on death's door, you will totally bonus, because you will immediately freak the shit right out. We cannot have that. Candy Jade now marked. She's gonna take some extra damage, but that's okay, because... this guy can't just keep his big thudding mace out of, can't keep it out of Madeline Usher's head. He just keeps bonking her right in the fucking noggin. Gotta say, after this mission, Candy's gonna be, running around like, Muhammad Ali. I don't mean to pick on Muhammad Ali, I'm just saying, he has been hitting the head a lot, and you can tell. Back to weird reconstruction for the good doctor. Another 5, patching himself back up. He's got quite a big bleed on him. We have almost no chance to stun this guy. Let's just go for damage and healing for Madeline. She's really the only one who's terribly injured. And Candy getting a nice little hack done for us. Alright, so a strong victory, and we picked up a couple trinkets. What do we get here? A stun amulet. That's actually quite interesting. What are you wearing, Madeline Usher? Nothing. Well, guess what you're going to be wearing right now? You're wearing a stun amulet. Or you. 5% crit against... that's interesting, but not necessarily really worthwhile. And we will take... Do we throw off something we need in favor of the portrait? I mean, we absolutely want the portrait. This, I am pretty unlikely to ever wear. Although 5% critical against Eldritch is... that's a pretty big deal. Alright, here's what we'll do. We'll compromise. We can buy ourselves some time, because we don't necessarily have to do anything in this room. So we'll bump up our torchlight, grab that. Do I want to monkey with this sacrificial stone? You know what? Let's try sacrificing some food. We can't sacrifice food, okay? Can I sacrifice a key? Nope. What about a medicinal herb? Also no. Well, I'm not throwing a shovel on there, because I'm going to need those shovels. We could throw Django on it. I've never had one of these do anything positive, though. Screw it. It's always... Oh, nope. The hero is deeply disturbed. We got... Oh, holy shit. 65... Yeah, okay. So sacrificial stones, henceforth, we're fucking leaving those things alone. In 100% of cases, we're not ever touching them again. Treasure ahead, you'd wager? Well, that's good. We actually could use some treasure because we... Shit. Haven't found... Oh, God. Alright, so we're camping in the next room then, because otherwise Django is going to have a 70s-style super freak-out, and we simply can't have that. Without Rick James on hand to talk him down, we need the super freak to sort of keep him in line. We got to get rid of something here if we want these 6 crests. Do we want 6 crests, is the question? Do we need them? No, I don't. I actually don't really think we need them that badly. We're going to free up an inventory slot here in a moment when we camp, so no drawbacks, really. And we are absolutely camping here. We've got major stress issues that have got to be dealt with. So first off, feasting. Everybody gets some big old stress relief there. That's going to help. So what have you got? Bless, which gives somebody a buff. We're going to want to do that. Wound care. You can give everybody else like a little bit of stress and reduce your own by a ton, right? Yes. Well, we're going to abandon hope then. Sorry, guys. Abandon hope, all ye who enter here, because Doctor Strange is a selfish jerk. Tracking. We want to do that. Scout ahead, we also want to do. Do we have anything that can... We could reject the gods, which is only going to increase someone... Alright, so let's encourage. Got that. So we got some of that back. No one else can encourage. We're going to battle trance, that's for sure. We're not going to reject the gods, because that sucks. We got 6 time left. Scouting ahead and tracking I very much like. Do we have anything we can use for stress relief, or anybody else got any stress relief for Django? That's the question. We could heal. Don't really care about that. We could pep talk, which is stress resist. Not really that useful. Blessing we want to do, because it is really good. You know what? Candy actually needs the accuracy. We're going to bless Candy. Let's get her as buffed as possible. Plus 20 accuracy, extra damage, and bonus dodge. That it leaves us 4 time. We could chant and track, but we can't chant and scout ahead. Screw it. We have to cover 90% of rooms, so the scouting thing is less relevant. Let's track so we don't wind up surprised. And then with our last one, we'll do the chant. And if anybody's religious... this is the best we can do. Let's hope that Django is religious. He is not. Well, 5 stress is still 5 stress, so that's the best we can do. Let's rest. Everybody turn in for the night. You guys look pretty tuckered out. Django, I have to assume that your nightmares are going to be unspeakably horrible, and for that I apologize, but them's the breaks, son. And despite our preparations to prevent ourselves from getting ambushed, we immediately got fucking ambushed, so there's that. And also surprised, which should have also been less likely. Alright. Well, this is, everything that could possibly go wrong, going wrong. On the plus side, that stun and shuffle is quite helpful. We should consider... You move back too, right? Yeah. You know what? Yeah, let's get Doctor Strange back. We need somebody in a position to heal. Moreover, we actually need Candy Jade further to the front so she can do something. Madeline's just going to have to fade. She's got our stun eliminated. Candy's getting ball and chained in the head. Thump and stunned. That's a problem, but less of a problem because she was immediately unstunned. A critical drums of debilitation. That sucks because it undid all of our stress relief. Every single fucking bit of it. Doctor Strange's Abyssal Artillery is not particularly useful here. Let's have him mark a target. And we're going to mark the stressing guy so that hopefully Django can collect his head. Django, give me that fucking head. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about, son. That one is going on the mantelpiece. That is that's a trophy. That's a showpiece right there. That's a trophy buck. Or a trophy pig, I guess, as it were. Candy, could you maybe do some killing for us? Not really. You know, Candy's really kind of been letting me down here. She hasn't done a whole lot of good work. I'm wondering if maybe her skills aren't leveled up appropriately or something. Not good, Django. Not good. A little bit of munch, and Candy continues to take a beating. Managed to get herself blighted as well. Gonna have old Doc Strange patch that up. Doctor Strange really has rallied it around in the heal department, though. I gotta give him credit for that. 4 healing for Chrysania, and a kill as well. No stress relief, though. That's a bit of a problem. You know, is Candy... What level are these? Oh, that's why Candy sucks so bad. We didn't level up any of her skills because I'm an idiot. No wonder she can't hit anything, and when she does, it does no damage. She's fighting like a rookie. Doctor Strange critical. Alright, Candy, I've done you a disservice. I've been complaining this entire mission about your performance, and it is entirely my fault. I'm complaining about something that I am wholly responsible for, and you have my sincere and undying apologies for that, and I will rectify it as soon as the mission is over, I promise. A little more stress relief there as well, that's good. So let's grab all these portraits. We're really stacking up portraits, and I am quite pleased with that result. Not doing so well in the gold department, of course, but we do desperately need portraits, so at least we're getting one of the items that we need. If we can't come out of this mission as rich as Croesus, we should at least come out in a better position portrait-wise, which should allow us to upgrade our blacksmith, which is going to improve just the general fighting effectiveness of everyone. Madeline Usher loves those traps. She finds them every time.
Efficacy unwitnessed by his own eyes.
Does somebody want to read books? We can't burn books. We don't have holy water to fling on books. Burning books is a terrible idea. Reading books is usually only sort of a questionable idea. I'm into questionable ideas. It's burned me twice now. Oh, well, I guess that one didn't burn me at all. Oh. Alright then. Well, Doctor Strange apparently immune to the curse of books. It seems like Doctor Strange probably has read an accursed tome or two in his time, so I suppose that makes a bit of sense. No fighting in here? Good. Scouting. That's bad. The long-distance scouting, though, is quite good. We are going to have a fight almost immediately, so let's burn up some torches. Bump our light level so we can get as good a possible chance of surprising the enemy. For once, I wouldn't mind turning the tables on... Oh, this is awful. We did get the surprise, though, so we got that going for us. The problem is, these guys, a lot of hit points. We're looking at a lot of work that we're going to need to get done, and we're going to need to get it done pretty damn quick. I'd like to start with the Slavering Ghoul, if at all possible. He is unholy. Let's start working over this Ghoul. So 8 damage from Madeline, that's good. Got an extra 4 heal out of that as well. We're definitely going to mark the Ghoul. So let's get him marked and debuffed. That's fantastic. Candy? You can't bleed him out, can you? Nope. Go for the straight-up regular hack, then. 9 damage is just not good. Collecting that bounty for 22, though. Django doing some solid work there with that hit, and he may be able to close this bitch out. Oh, yeah! Django, way to be! Nicely done, Django. Nicely done. Alright, so 34 damage. We're not going to take this guy down in one round. I think the vulnerability hex is definitely our best bet. That's got him debuffed. Now we'll bleed him. Yeah, that's right, Piggy. We're going to bleed you out, and when we're done, we're going to hang you up in the barn so that you can drain, and then I'm going to chop you into delicious, delicious pork tenderloin. It's going to be sweet. Hopefully you'll be stunned by that. You were stunned by that. Surprising. So we may have a combat here where the enemy actually never even gets to swing. With a little bit of luck from one of those stuns, we could easily make it happen. A nice critical from Doctor Strange finishes it off, and we do, in fact, take out 2 pretty tough enemies, and never even let them swing at us. So we have... we're getting tons of portraits, which I like. I do very much like the fact that we're really... You know what? I'm willing to sacrifice 250 gold for a portrait. The portrait is more useful than the gold. It really is. More books. You know what, books? Fuck you. I'm not reading them. Don't read, kids. That's what I'm saying. You know, your teachers, reading is fundamental and all that. Yeah, fuck books. Don't read any books ever. Okay, that's a terrible idea. You should read every book you can get your hands on, actually. Reading is awesome. It's one of the greatest pastimes you can actually do. That being said, if you ever find a book in a dungeon, don't fucking read that book. The dungeon books are off limits. Other books, you know, they're okay. But dungeon books, let them be, folks. Let them be. It's just you're gonna find out, you know, you're gonna stumble across the Necronomicon, and then we've got a whole Evil Dead situation on our hands, and nobody wants that. Let's check out this rack of blades. Extra supplies. I'll take the cash and the food.
Paid for in blood.
What are the odds we find anything? You know what? Nah. It's crests. If it were anything but crests, I might actually make the swap for the medicinal herbs. But we have a ton of crests. We don't necessarily need to get ourselves abundance of those. We can maybe let them slip through for this mission alone. And we're nearly done. Last room, of course, is a treasure trove, which is good, because we have saved a key. Gonna max our torchlight. Yeah, we're gonna take it all the way up here. Try and maximize our surprise chances. It did really well for us. Oh, once again, we have the tentacled horror from beyond reality coming at us. The large corpse eater. Man, that guy is way stun resistant. He can't be blighted. Can't really bleed him. Can you judgment that guy? Judge that enchantress. Nicely done. Madeline Usher really gets into judging people. I mean, I don't want to say that she's kind of preachy and judgy, but she's kind of preachy and judgy, but you know what? Sort of works for me. Frankly, it's kind of a turn on. Doctor Strange's missing of throat slitting, however, is significantly less of a turn on. So let's finish. Oh, never mind. I was getting ready to pull out the Shang Tsung to finish him, and then we totally didn't finish him, so no need. We could, you know what? I'm not even going to try and put a bleed on this guy. He's 95% bleed resistance, and with a rank 1 bleed skill, this has effectively 0 chance to work. So let's just go for a wicked hack. We'll keep Candy undebuffed as long as possible so that she can crank out as much damage as we can get. Nice critical from Django, helping out in his own stress department. Django really lowering his own stress. He was in a bad way for a little while, and he's starting to come back. He's a fighter, that Django. He's a fighter. So that's got us the buff. All right, excellent. Marked and debuffed. It's got the alien extra internal set of jaws working. That's a little less than pleasant. We're actually going to patch Django up, because we do have at least one more fight in this dungeon. We want to make sure to come at it as strong as possible. We can pray. All right, he's marked, but 2 can play at that game, because you're already marked, chump. Have a little axe to the tentacle there. Your many and various blinky eyes. By the way, the fact that this thing's eyes blink is more than a little fucking creepy to me. I mean, they actually had to go in and code that, you know, to make his eyes blink. Somebody did that. And the more I watch it, it's kind of hypnotic. I think I'm falling under its spell. All hail Cthulhu, evil outer god. Worship him. Offer up your young unto his service. Your lord and master Cthulhu comes. Thankfully, Candy Jade broke the spell there by hacking his face off. And more portraits. Man, we have gotten just a shitload of portraits out of this dungeon. We've pulled 10. That is a lot. I say before we go in this last room, we burn a torch, gobble up what's left of our food. Got our light level maxed. Let's chaw some of this food down. We don't have another log, so we can't camp again. We can't get a food prompt in this room. That's simply not going to happen, so... You only heal 1 from food, Django? Well, that blows. Oh, well. In we go. Last fight, folks. This is it. And, of course, we have another hulking Swinotar. That's just lovely. Let's get a vulnerable... We're going to gamble on a critical Abyssal Artillery. It's 18% to crit, so almost 1 in 5. I say we go for it. Didn't work out. That's what happens when you gamble, folks. So I guess the moral of the story is don't fucking gamble. That cannot get a kill, but neither can that. So we have no chance for the kill on either one of these units. I think we might be better off to go for the stun with the flashbang. There we go. The flashbang and the shuffle. That's actually quite useful, shuffling that unit to the front. Andy picking up a little stress, but we can deal with that. Dazzling light. We're not going to get a stun again. Let's judge them. That's right. Get all preachy, Madeline. Turn me on. You know I love it when you get all high and mighty. Not quite as high and mighty as we would have hoped. Trot retreat, which did nothing. Nice dodge from Django. Let's go ahead and bleed this bitch out. That's fatal damage. Nicely done, Candy. So she did take a debuff, but all in all, I feel it was worth it. Finish him. Not enough damage. Cultist Enchantress wins. Well, she wins for a little bit. She doesn't win for long, because BAM! Dazzling Light. Madeline Usher giving us a little extra torch power. Johnny Pigboy bleeding to death on the floor. Unfortunate for you, Johnny Pigboy. Little debuff. Nope, he resisted the debuff, but we did get to mark. Let's bleed him. Hack, hack, hacka. Chop, 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 says Candy Jade. She didn't get to bleed, actually, just some damage. Well, that's unfortunate. That's okay, though. He's marked for death. Django's going to be in there wheeling and dealing some nice shots here. Going straight up for the hack. Nice critical. Doctor Strange getting a little stress relief for the party. Doc Strange has really kind of been on fire this mission, apart from 1 or 2 sort of stub standard. I guess I just like the double ST sound. Anyway, apart from a couple substandard heals, Dr. Strange has really been doing quite nicely. There's the bleed we were looking for earlier, and this may finish him off. It did, in fact, finish him off. So Django, definitely the workhorse of this mission. If we're getting a mission MVP title, there is nobody but nobody who's taken that title home except for Django Fett. Django earned every goddamn iota of the MVP award. We are not going to need this shovel, so let's replace it with something that has an equivalent value to a shovel. Since that shovel costs us 250 gold, we can at least recoup our investment by throwing it on the floor and turning it into jade instead. I'm going to use a key just because we have one and free up the slot. I want to make sure we don't find a trap. That got us 850 gold, which honestly isn't a bad take here. So that's our mission. We only have 2 other rooms. I do not want to press my luck in exploring those. We came out of it with less stress than I expected, although Django definitely still going to need some stress relief. So let's just go ahead and wrap this up. Let's get out of here, get our nice orange cauldron that we can put on our cultist, and everybody's happy. And we still made a pretty reasonable payout. 12,375 gold. That's not a fortune by any stretch of the imagination, but we aren't exactly going to be grubbing in a dumpster for dinner either. Portraits. We got 10 found and 3 as a quest reward, so that's 13 portraits. That's a fine, fine haul in the portrait department. We're going to have pictures for days, yo. It's going to be like the Museum of Modern Art up in here. Going MoMA on this motherfucker. That may have been the most inappropriate way to mention the Museum of Modern Art possible. That being said, my favorite painting actually not in the Museum of Modern Art. It's actually in the Chicago Art Museum. George Chirac, fierce shit. It's good enough for Ferris Bueller. It's good enough for you. Madeline Usher picked up a nice case of Lockjaw. That's probably going to have to go. On the plus side, Madeline Usher did make it up to Resolve rank 4. Which is unfortunate because we were actually hoping to take her on our next mission. Since she is rank 4, we were going to maybe go fuck with the Necromancer, but we got to get rid of Lockjaw before we can do that. And she has bonus stress resist when it's lined up. That's fantastic. Okay, so these all turned out pretty good. Fast healer's really good as well. Bonus scanning chance on the Warrens, and that one's, I could take it or leave it. Either way, successful mission, solid contributions from everybody. We're actually going to get a few upgrades here as well, so let's go ahead and take care of that. Arya Stark no longer nocturnal. Fagin no longer afraid of the Eldritch. Django and Madeline leveling up a bit. So all things considered, that went pretty well. 33,000 gold at our disposal, and we're going to head to the blacksmithery here. We do not have enough deeds. Fuck me in the goat ass. Should have got some more deeds. Alright then, I guess we'll go to the guild. We should be able to upgrade the guild, should we not? Yes, we can in fact upgrade the guild. So we can upgrade skills to rank 5. We're going to, actually, you know what? We're going to do both of these. We're going to reduce the cost, and we're going to max the rank. So our guild is almost fully upgraded, and before we send our level 4 team into the dungeon then, we will be able to fully equip them with maximum rank skills if they can take them. Also, Madeline Usher going to take a nice little trip to the sanitarium here. Oh, wait, we didn't want to send Madeline to the sanitarium. Yeah, we did. She had Lockjaw. Why, did she get rid of it somehow? I guess she did. Alright, never mind. So we can take Madeline out on our next mission. I mean, she's a little higher stress than we would necessarily be comfortable with, but I think with camp skills, we can probably handle the problem. Alright then. Did we do anything with the Nomad wagon? Take a look. Nope, need more crests. Probably should have left fewer crests on the floor. But this way, so I don't forget, Randolph Carter, you're going to get your Occulter's Cauldron, buddy. Can you equip that? Yeah, that's the shit right there. Is there anything else we want to put on Randy? That's garbage. You know, that's actually not terrible. I mean, it's not fantastic, but it has purpose. Those would be fantastic if it were dark more often, but we run lights. 1 speed, -1 crit. Stress resist. These are all garbage. The dodge stone is interesting, but I don't like accuracy penalties at all. No, doesn't look like there's really anything else we might want to give him. What's Doctor Strange totem? +2 speed, -4. No, thank you. Well, you know, the plus speed cloak is actually pretty good for our cultists, because we do like them to go first. And Randy, you have some plus accuracy, right? You do not. But a little accuracy penalty I don't feel is going to hurt you too much. You're actually pretty accurate from a base. So we are going to up Randy's speed just in order to help him. Do we have him mark? We actually don't, because we don't use a bounty hunter, so speed is irrelevant. Never mind, take that off. I'm an asshole. Forget I said anything, Randy. You're pretty much unparalleled. You're untouchable. You're the man. And I'm going to get out of here before I make a bigger fool of myself. So, do we need any other stress relief? We could probably throw Lucy in. Brienne could use a little stress relief. Fagin could use... We've got actually quite a few people who need stress relief. So let's take care of that, and then we'll go ahead and wrap things up. Lucy, you'll only drink or something, right? No. You'll do pretty much anything you want for stress relief. Torn rotator cuff sucks. Other than that, you're just taking some extra stress. So you're probably going to need some stress relief. Let's take you to the Abbey. And, you know, we'll have you pray. That's fine. Go ahead and get in there. Commune with your God, higher power, whatnot. It's one of the steps. Winded, Warrensphobe. Django could use some stress relief as well. Would I rather toss him into the sanitarium to get rid of Winded, which honestly isn't that crippling? You know what? Actually, I think stress relief is probably better. Django has no restrictions on what he will do, so let's take Django. We're just going to... Can we upgrade the... We don't have enough portraits. Damn it. Alright. Django, you drink. Brienne, you'll do what? Lazy eye. Oh, we got to get rid of... never mind, you don't use range attacks. Won't pray or flagellate. Isn't allowed to visit the brothel. Wow, you don't have a whole lot of options, do you, Brienne? I guess we'll have you meditate then, because it's one of the few things you'll do. Also, it's cheap, so there's that extra benefit. Fagin, you're Plutomania, manic for money. Well, manic for money is good and all, but, you know, it's good for a man to contemplate. We don't need to send you to the sanitarium. I don't know why I'm doing that. It's good for a man to contemplate his situation. We're going to send you into the cloister. You could do a little meditating there as well. What's up with the little ching sound? I guess that's just the sound meditation makes, I suppose. Florence Nightingale. She's probably good for at least one more mission before we have to worry about stress being a problem. So with all of those things taken care of, I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up. Of course, if you enjoyed the episode, feel free to drop a like down in the comments section. Your support really does mean a lot to us. And if you'd like to see more Darkest Dungeon every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, consider subscribing as well. But for now, thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you again soon.